How many times did you wake up last night to rush to the bathroom? Once? Twice? Or maybe more? Be honest with yourself for a moment. Did you fall right back asleep afterward? Or did you toss and turn staring at the ceiling, wishing your body would just give you one good night's rest? Here's the truth that most people don't want to admit. Broken sleep is slowly stealing your energy, your focus, and your joy. You might laugh it off, call it just old age, or tell yourself it's nothing serious. But deep down, you know something isn't right. Let me confess something to you. You are not alone. Millions of seniors around the world suffer from the exact same struggle: interrupted nights, endless bathroom trips, and mornings where you feel more tired than when you first went to bed. And yet, most of them stay silent about it. Why? Because they've been told this is just part of getting older. But here's a powerful fact you need to let sink in. Poor sleep and constant nighttime urination aren't just annoying, they're dangerous. Studies show that seniors who wake up multiple times a night face a higher risk of falls, heart strain, memory decline, and loss of independence. That's right. Something as simple as waking up to pee too often could set off a chain reaction that affects your entire quality of life. And that's why this conversation matters, because your nights should bring peace, not a cycle of endless interruptions. Your bed should be a place of rest, not a reminder of frustration. So today, we're going to uncover something surprising: a natural, affordable, and often overlooked remedy: castor oil. Yes, that same castor oil you've probably seen in your kitchen or medicine cabinet. Used in the right way before bed, it can help reduce those nighttime bathroom trips, calm your body, and improve your overall sleep quality. Stick with me until the end of this video, because by the time we're done, you'll understand how this works, how to use it safely, and how to create a simple bedtime routine that brings your nights back under control. Now I want you to pause for just a second and engage with me. If you're tired of broken nights, if you've ever whispered to yourself, "I just want to sleep," then do me one small favor. Head down to the comments and type the words, "better sleep." Because saying it out loud, even in a comment, is the first step toward actually making it happen. And while you're here, let me officially welcome you to Elderly Spring, your safe space for elderly care and health awareness. This is where we speak the truth about aging, about health, and about the small choices that make the biggest difference. But let me also be very clear about something. If you care about your health, your sleep, and your loved ones, you cannot afford to miss what we share here. Imagine knowing there's a simple solution sitting right in front of you, but missing it because you didn't hit the subscribe button. Don't put yourself in that position. Subscribe now. And if you won't, then at least have the courage to drop into the comments and explain why, because broken nights aren't going to fix themselves. And before we dive deeper, a quick reminder: I'll also share how our Elderly Spring Sleep Wellness Kit ties directly into this bedtime routine. It's designed to guide you step by step toward calmer nights and healthier days. You can check the description right now to get your copy. So, are you ready? Let's begin. Picture this: an elderly father, let's call him Mr. James. Every night he goes to bed around 10 p.m., but by midnight he's already up, then again at 2 a.m., and again at 4. By the time the sun rises, he's stumbled back and forth to the bathroom 4 or 5 times. In the morning he's drained, his eyes heavy, his energy gone. He wants to play with his grandkids, maybe tend his garden, but instead, he just wants to sit because he's exhausted. This isn't just about losing sleep, it's about losing life in the hours when you should be living it most. You see, as we age, the bladder muscles naturally weaken. The hormones that once helped your kidneys produce less urine at night, especially one called ADH, are produced in much smaller amounts. That means instead of storing urine comfortably through the night, your body keeps pushing you to release it. It's biology, yes, but biology isn't destiny. Here's where families often get it wrong. They shrug and say, "Well, it's just old age, nothing can be done." But that's not true. Accepting it as normal is like accepting poor eyesight without glasses. You don't just surrender, you adapt. One simple step? Look at hydration timing. Try drinking most of your fluids earlier in the day. Cut back 2 to 3 hours before bedtime. And if you're reaching for coffee or even that little cup of tea in the evening, remember, caffeine doesn't just wake your mind, it irritates your bladder too. Even herbal teas sometimes act as diuretics. But here's the thing, timing your drinks helps, yes, but there's also a natural aid you might not expect, something as simple as castor oil. I remember a grandmother named Evelyn. She'd always struggled with broken nights, 3, sometimes 5 trips to the bathroom. Her daughter stumbled upon an old family remedy, applying castor oil before bed. At first, Evelyn laughed. She thought castor oil was just for constipation or maybe for hair. But she tried it, a gentle massage on her abdomen and a light rub on the soles of her feet. Within weeks, she wasn't waking up as often. Some nights, she even slept through till dawn. Her words? "I finally feel human again." Why does this work? Castor oil has a warming effect. When massaged into the skin, it increases circulation, eases tension, and helps relax muscles. It also has mild anti-inflammatory properties that can soothe discomfort. In simple terms, it calms your body. And when your body is calm, your bladder doesn't overreact as much. Most people think castor oil is only for constipation or maybe growing eyebrows thicker. But no. It's far more versatile than that. Generations have quietly used it for sleep and relaxation, though that knowledge often gets lost. Here's how to try it. Warm a little castor oil, just enough to feel soothing, and gently massage it onto your lower abdomen. You can also rub it into the soles of your feet before bed, then cover with soft socks. This ritual not only relaxes your body but signals your brain, it's time to rest. Still, castor oil isn't the only piece of the puzzle, because sometimes it's not just about remedies, it's about the little habits we don't realize are making things worse. Take Mr. Henry, a cheerful senior who loved his evening cup of tea. He thought it was harmless, after all, it was herbal. But each night, that one cup sent him running to the bathroom 3 times. He never connected the dots. The very ritual he believed relaxed him was quietly stealing his sleep. Caffeine and alcohol both play tricks on the bladder. Even herbal teas, depending on their ingredients, can act as natural diuretics. And if you drink a big glass of water right before bed, your body simply won't wait till morning to let it out. Many believe, if it's herbal, it doesn't matter. But that's not always true. Your bladder doesn't care what label is on the box. If it's a diuretic, it'll push you out of bed. So what can you do? Start a simple rule. Stop heavy drinking of fluids 2 hours before bedtime. Keep a small sip if your throat is dry, but let your body rest. Give your bladder the chance to stay quiet. This is exactly why in our elderly spring sleep wellness kit, we've included a simple night routine guide. It walks you step by step through habits that protect your sleep. If you haven't checked it out yet, look in the description. But what if the problem isn't fluids at all? What if the real culprit is hidden in your emotions? Let me tell you about Robert. He was a widower, living alone after 40 years of marriage. Nights were the hardest for him. He felt restless, lonely, and every small stir in his body sent him rushing to the bathroom, whether he truly needed to or not. The truth was, it wasn't just his bladder waking him up, it was his heart. When you're stressed or lonely, your body produces more cortisol, the stress hormone. And cortisol doesn't just affect your mind, it increases bladder sensitivity. Suddenly, even a little urine feels urgent. The cycle of stress, wakefulness, and bathroom trips continues, night after night. Families often focus only on the physical bladder. They forget the emotional side of aging, that stress, grief, and loneliness can be just as disruptive as caffeine or fluids. What helps? Simple bedtime rituals, soft music, prayer, meditation, or even reading a calming book. A warm castor oil massage before bed can also soothe both the body and the mind. Loneliness doesn't vanish overnight, but creating a nurturing sleep environment can make the nights gentler. And then there's another factor, what we eat, because diet plays a bigger role than most people realize. Mary, an elderly woman who lived on mostly processed foods, noticed her bladder urgency worsening. Salty snacks, packaged dinners, sugary drinks. They all made her nights unbearable. But when her daughter switched her to an anti-inflammatory diet, fresh vegetables, whole grains, lighter meals, her nights changed. And when she added castor oil massages into that routine, the results were even more noticeable. Less urgency, deeper rest. Here's why. Inflammation in the body irritates the bladder lining, making it more sensitive and reactive. Processed foods, too much sugar, too much salt, they all feed inflammation. Castor oil, however, contains compounds that naturally reduce inflammation and soothe discomfort. Pairing diet changes with topical castor oil creates a powerful 1-2 punch against nighttime bathroom trips. Many believe it's all about drinking less water, but that's not the solution. Dehydration actually makes things worse, irritating your bladder more. The real answer lies in reducing inflammation and supporting your body with natural care. So consider adjusting your meals. Add more leafy greens, fruits, and anti-inflammatory spices like turmeric and ginger. Avoid heavy processed foods, especially at dinner, and use castor oil as a nightly aid to calm your body. Now, let's pause and talk about the deeper side of all this, because it's not just about sleep or bathroom trips. It's about dignity, independence, and the life you deserve. Watching a loved one struggle through broken nights can break your heart. Think of a father who spent his whole life working hard, providing for his family, always strong and steady. Now, in his later years, you see him wake up 4, sometimes 5 times a night. He grips the edge of the bed, pushes himself up slowly, and shuffles down the hallway in the dark. His back aches, his knees crack, and all you can do is listen from the next room, wishing you could carry the burden for him. Or maybe it's your mother. You remember when she used to be full of energy, cooking, laughing, chasing grandchildren around the yard. But now, every morning, she sits at the breakfast table, eyes heavy, sipping her coffee just to make it through the day. She doesn't complain. She says she's fine. But you can see it in her face. She's not fine. She's exhausted. And maybe it's not your parents at all. Maybe it's you. Maybe you're the one lying in bed, finally drifting off, only to be yanked awake by that familiar urge. You sigh. You swing your legs over the side of the bed. You tell yourself, just one more trip and I'll be fine. But it happens again, and again. And by the time morning comes, you've slept in pieces, never deeply, never fully. You're running on fumes. It doesn't feel fair, does it? You've lived a long life. You've worked hard. You've cared for others. And now all you want is something so simple, so basic, a good night's rest. Yet it feels like your body is holding it hostage. This is where the fear sets in, because poor sleep isn't just an inconvenience, it's a slow thief. It steals your energy. It steals your focus. It steals your independence. Doctors warn that seniors who wake up multiple times a night face higher risks. Falls in the dark, heart strain from disrupted rest, memory decline from never reaching deep sleep. These aren't small things. These are life-changing risks, and pretending it's just old age doesn't make them go away. But here's where I want you to shift your thinking. Fear doesn't have to paralyze you. Fear can prepare you. Because now you understand. You understand that bladder muscles weaken with age, that hormones like ADH don't regulate urine like they used to, that stress, diet, and late-night habits all play a part. And most importantly, you understand that there are solutions. Think of it like this. Your body is trying to communicate. Every restless night, every bathroom trip, it's your body waving a flag, saying, "Help me, adjust something, care for me differently." And when you listen, when you respond, everything begins to change. So let's reframe this. Instead of thinking, "This is just my life now," what if you thought, "This is my body asking for support, and I can give it"? Because the truth is, sometimes the most powerful solutions aren't complex. They're simple. They're natural. They're right in front of you. Castor oil, for example. People dismiss it, laugh it off, say it's old-fashioned. But time and again, stories prove otherwise. A grandmother massaging it gently into her feet before bed, sleeping through the night for the first time in years. An elderly man applying it to his abdomen, finally waking up rested instead of restless. These aren't miracles, they're the body responding to care. And this is where the hope comes in. Because you don't have to wait months. You don't need a complicated plan. You can start tonight. You can begin with one small step. Maybe you choose to stop your fluids 2 hours before bed. Maybe you cut back on that evening tea. Maybe you warm a little castor oil in your hands and massage it in gently, feeling your body relax. Just one small step. And that's all it takes. Because small steps, done consistently, create big results. One better night leads to another. And before you know it, you're not dreading the nights anymore. You're welcoming them. Now, I want you to imagine something with me. Close your eyes for a moment and picture this. You slip into bed at night. The room is calm. You feel your body sink into the mattress. Hours pass, but you don't wake. No stumbling in the dark. No bathroom trips every hour. Just deep, uninterrupted rest. You wake in the morning and realize you've slept through the night. Your body feels lighter, your mind clearer, your mood brighter. That is not a dream. That can be your reality. And I'll be honest, you owe it to yourself. You've sacrificed, you've endured, you've put others first. Isn't it time you gave yourself the gift of rest? Isn't it time you stopped settling for exhaustion? Because broken nights do not have to define the rest of your life. Not if you're willing to take action, not if you're willing to change. So I'll say this again. Better sleep is possible. It is within your reach. And it starts with something as simple as a decision. A decision to care for yourself. A decision to try what you've learned today. A decision to stop ignoring your body's cry for help. Make that decision tonight. And see what happens when you finally give yourself permission to rest. We've walked through so much together in this video, and before we part, I want to pause and make sure everything we've shared truly sinks in. We explored why seniors wake up at night, how the bladder weakens with age, how hormones that once protected deep sleep begin to decline, and how even the smallest lifestyle habits, like a cup of tea before bed, can quietly rob you of rest. We uncovered the truth about castor oil, a simple, humble remedy that many people overlook or dismiss. And yet, when used the right way, it has the power to calm, soothe, and invite the body back into the kind of sleep it has been craving. We touched the emotional side because sleep is never just about the body. It's about the mind, the heart, the spirit. It's about loneliness, about stress, about the quiet thoughts that creep in when the lights go out. And we acknowledged that exhaustion doesn't just drain energy, it steals joy, sharpness, and even independence. And we saw hope. We saw that small steps, whether it's adjusting your evening routine, watching your fluid intake, or applying castor oil, can bring nights of peace again. Now let me ask you something personal. Which of these steps are you willing to try first? Will you take control of your fluids at night? Will you give castor oil a chance, warming it gently, massaging it in, and feeling your body relax into rest? Or maybe you'll begin with a simple bedtime ritual, a routine that tells your body and your mind, it's safe, it's time to rest. I want you to share it with me in the comments. Don't hold back, because when you share, you do more than just type words. You give strength to someone else who is silently struggling. You might not realize it, but your comment could be the very thing that convinces another senior to finally try a solution and change their nights. And now, let's talk about something serious. Here's the truth. Every single night you don't subscribe to Elderly Spring, you risk missing life-changing insights that could make the difference between another restless night and a night of peace. Imagine this. You're watching this now, but tomorrow I might release a video that explains the exact struggle you or your loved one is facing, but you never see it. Why? Because you didn't subscribe. And so, another night passes, and another, and nothing changes. That's not just sad, that's dangerous. Because poor sleep isn't a small problem. It chips away at your health, at your strength, at your independence. And the longer you ignore it, the harder it becomes to fight back. So let me be honest. If you're content with waking up tired, stumbling in the dark, and dragging yourself through the day, then don't subscribe. Keep things as they are. But if you are serious about change, if you're serious about reclaiming your nights and protecting your health, then subscribe now. Don't hesitate. Don't push it off until later. Later becomes never. Do it now. And if you choose not to subscribe, then at least be honest about it. Go down to the comments and tell us why. Tell us why you'd rather struggle in silence than take a step toward answers. You might find others who feel the same, and together, maybe you'll realize what you're missing. But if you're still listening right now, deep down, I think you already know. You know that subscribing is not just clicking a button, it's choosing to belong to a community that cares. It's choosing to invest in yourself and your loved ones. It's saying, I want better, I deserve better. And while you're at it, if this video gave you hope, if it taught you something new, if it simply reminded you that you're not alone, hit that like button too. Because when you do, you're not just helping this channel, you're helping spread this message to others who are quietly searching for the same answers. Now let me leave you with a vision. Imagine yourself slipping into bed tonight. The lights go off, the room is calm. You feel your body sink into the mattress, your mind quiet, your breath steady. And then you sleep. Not for 30 minutes, not for an hour before waking up again. You sleep through the night. You wake in the morning and realize you feel rested, refreshed, alive. That is not just a dream, that is possible. And it begins with small steps. And if you want help taking those steps, don't forget to check out our Elderly Spring Sleep Wellness Kit in the description. It's a simple, structured guide designed to make this journey easier, to give you routines, tips, and natural remedies that actually work. It was created with love, with thought, and with seniors like you in mind. So here's my final word. Don't let exhaustion define your nights. Don't let fatigue define your days. You are stronger than that. You are worth more than that. And you are not alone in this journey. Thank you for watching. Thank you for choosing to spend this time with me. Thank you for caring enough to seek answers and for daring to believe that better nights are still possible. Stay strong, stay hopeful. And as always, this is Elderly Spring, your safe space for elderly care and health awareness. I'll see you in the next video.